Well, it's another day with the 55. Our Summit cart's getting full again. We're going to have to make another order soon. But I've been sitting here making up some spacers. In fact, he's in polishing the ones we just cut. So hopefully those will work for that relay rod between the throttle bodies. We really want these to work out pretty nice. I don't know that these will come off anymore unless we decide that this isn't going to work out with the hood, but we're not there yet. So until we know that, I think might want to find these guys and throw them on there. They're around here somewhere. And let's see. Yeah, I'll go through all that. And then we may get started on some of this. It's never very fun. I hate working with this Teflon line, but we wanted something a little nicer than the kits we get at CPP for this. So, alright. Okay, I haven't done that Teflon stuff in a while, so I'll have to get re-familiar with that. I seem to recall it really sucks. I'm going to figure out what fitting I want here, and then figure out the best way to route that, because that comes from this one. So that is the high pressure feed from the pump, and then this is the high pressure feed from the brake down to the power steering, and then this spitter valve and this return line, they go down onto these two hoses. I haven't figured out the way I want to route those yet. Okay. We've got it sorted out for the pressure lines, how we're going to do it. I've got to do 1, 2, 3, 4 ends. I'm going to pull up a video from Russell on this PowerFlex hose and get re-familiar. I don't want to ruin too many of these little olives that go in them. So, gonna relearn. Just like that. The intermediate line is done. That wasn't as bad as I remembered. Of course, I have better tools now. Okay, I've already got the back shells on. And then I've been taping them, taking them over to the chop saw. And then I take a razor blade and clean the PTFE off. And then we peel that off. And then this little olive here gets knocked on. And then this gets inserted inside the PTFE and pop them together. It's not that it's hard, but I remember why it was so difficult in the rocket ship working on the floor with hand tools. Didn't have a fancy saw for cutting them back then. Okay, so here you can see, hopefully, got the olive in there. We've got our slip down there. So then I'll just put a tiny drop of lube on that and slide it in and screw them together. This is starting to come together now. Starting to tighten things up. Getting ready to put a little clamp on here. Let's see how that'll look. This is kind of where we're at right now. In fact, he's off looking for clamps. We're working on figuring out our return lines. And we were talking about running them in here, but I think we're actually going to clamp them and run them around out here and back up into our tubes. There shouldn't be anything down here. It'll be away from the heat, easy to maintain. And remember, you can always shorten them. Making them longer isn't easy. But he's out looking for a clamp for that. Don't need one here. That is a solid fitting. So I really like that. Russell charges what they charge, but that was a really nice fitting. And then I'm not happy with this clamp, so we'll look and see if we can get like a -4 or something. Maybe it'll fit that. That -6 clamp is too big on the stainless. So, alright, we're looking at clamps. Just like that, we have a system. Now, we may wind up shortening these. Once the core support's in, I really think this is going to have a clip right here. But if it doesn't, we can putz with it. I can always make them shorter. Making them longer is difficult. So at this point, we've actually got quite a few of the hoses run now. And I'm confident that those aren't going to be a big issue when we have our inner fenders on. Because, you know, I have another car I can look at. And I got a good feel for where those are going to sit. Still worried about the battery. The battery, we'll see how that goes. That's going to be fun. Okay. I got Harlan grabbing a light. Now notice the way this is clocked with this right angle adapter. And see, here's the input, and then, you know, the drain, and then the feed over. Let's go to the Impala, which isn't set up that way, and we'll see the beauty of that. Remember the Corvette, we also had problems, and we had to do a little right angle fitting for the drain. You can see when we come off of here, so here's our high pressure line. You see, now she's down here, we've got the accumulator on this side, and see, we're pointing at the valve covers. So in the Impala, it's not too bad because of where the brake is relative to the valve cover, but in a car that isn't as wide in the brake spacing, that thing's pointed straight at a valve cover, you know, which is why in the Corvette we had to do that right angle fitting as well, because you know, there's not a lot you can do about that. So yeah, pay attention on the hydroboost, but it is neat that that guy can do those right angle plates and put those things way out of the way. All right, after a fun time doing some drill sharpening, because you got to do that, I think we're kind of about as far as we're getting with the hoses tonight. Pretty happy with how the power steering is coming out. Real happy with the fuel system. We still haven't found ends we like for these, but we'll keep looking. And this is in the cart, we just haven't gone ahead and ordered it yet, so we'll get the 5/8 on there. And then that hose will probably run under and around under wherever we put the battery here. That's gonna work pretty slick. So I know everybody says it doesn't look like anything happens, but you know, it's already 9:30. Well, we weren't quite done. We've done a few little pickup things and a few changes, and then we remembered that we were always going to plug that back off, so we dug the plug out and got that in there while we were thinking about it. So now, thanks for watching. This has been another ShopDog-Garage approved video. Thanks for watching.